What do they eat? Wait, we're getting to what do they...
No, we're asking the right question.
No, I'm literally obsessed.
Hey, besties! Welcome back to Literally Obsessed. It's Cassie.
And Brittany.
Welcome back.
Episode 4.
Four is a lucky number.
Is it?
444.
Oh, that's 7.
That too. Whatever number you want to pick today is your lucky number. Hello, besties. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a great little day for you. It's kind of gloomy outside, but we're going to have some fun, sunny little topics to talk about.
Yeah, we are talking about chapters 26 through 30 today. And as I was writing this outline, I remembered how much I love these chapters.
Some of them are underappreciated, and I think we underappreciated them a little bit.
No, truly.
We didn't see that some of these, chapter 28, I didn't even think about it.
It's like my new favorite chapter.
It's honestly a really, really good chapter. I love it.
Before we start, though.
Yeah.
Quick little content and spoiler warning for y'all. If you have not read Fourth Wing or even Iron Flame, we will be talking about everything from both books, from our favorite parts to quotes to theories to things we were hearing on TikTok. Things Rebecca
literally
has
everything
said.
About the universe.
Everything is on the table. And spoiler warning. No, not sorry. Content warning. We are getting into smut this week.
Intense.
Yes, we're getting into chapter 30, and if you know, you know. So this means moms,
get off.
Don't listen.
Please do not listen to this. Love you so much. Actually, these chapters don't exist, so you don't need to read them.
If you're reading the book, skip
chapter 30, please. Same thing for any of you under 18.
Get out of here.
Okay.
It's an 18 and over podcast.
Please now, please don't get crazy. But yeah, welcome. I'm so excited. We're kind of breezing through Fourth Wing, I feel like really quickly. Kind of sad, but it's okay. We got a lot to do with Iron Flame as well. These are some pretty heavy chapters, I think. I think even looking at the outline, I was like, wow, there's actually a lot of shit that goes on in these ones. So should we just jump right in?
I think we should get into it. Let's jump into our synopsis. And then we'll dive a little deeper.
Into what we think.
Yeah. Because
it's important.
Okay. Do you want to start us off, Cassie?
Yeah. Okay. So we're going on to chapter 26. So as we know from the chapters before, they've been doing squad battles. And so this one is that the second squad gets to go to
Montserrat.
Okay. Disclaimer. I know we're already getting into it. I, in my head, always called it Monostat. Do you know what Monostat is?
No, I don't know. I don't know where you're getting that from, that word.
But my brain sees it as Monostat.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not, it's like the chafing cream that you use in the summer for your legs.
Okay.
So that's what I think, but that's just me being illiterate. So anyways, they get to go to Montserrat for winning the squad battle. And the squad battle, if you forgot, it was they had to find something that was useful for their own enemy. They stole Lilith's map, and so since they won it, now they get to go to the outpost of Montserrat. From there, we find out a little bit more about Rhiannon. Her village is less than an hour away from the outpost, so her and Violet have 6 days to figure out if they can sneak away or not to go see Rhiannon's family. She does get to do that. And she sees, does she have a little sister?
She has a sister. I think it might be an older sister, and her sister just had a baby, so she gets to go home and see her nephew and her parents.
So cute.
Yeah.
So that was really cool to figure out. During this, I think Violet's starting to reminisce a little bit about her and Dane's friendship.
Yeah.
As she's hearing stories from Rhiannon's family and all of this stuff, I think she's starting to be I remember when I was just a kid having a little crush on Mr. Dane.
Yeah, I think she does tell him, he kind of makes a face at one point, and she makes a face, and he's like, what was that face for? She's like, just thinking about the guy that I used to climb trees with, and now
I
here
actually
we are.
hate you.
Yeah.
Mira and Violet are reunited because Mira is a lieutenant at Montserrat. And so we start to see a little bit of sisterly love, older sisterly love. Care to share a few words, older sister over there?
About being an older sister?
You and Mira have that connected?
I mean, I think she gets a little more older sister in like chapter 27.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, she's just happy to see Violet alive. And that's pretty much it. Like, she's just like, wow, you made it. I'm not an only child.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Violet and Rhiannon decide to sneak out to go visit Rhiannon's family. Like 2 days later, they run into Mira, and Violet does do a good job of, because Mira's like, I can't let you go, obviously. And Violet is like, think about if this was you and me, and like you had to sneak away to see me, wouldn't you do it? And then she's like, damn it.
Yes.
Yeah. But she's like, fine, but I have to go with you.
Oh, it is like such a sister book or sister chapter.
It is.
We love a little sibling moment. During this, Violet learns that there's more secrets that are not being told in Battle Brief. Mira kind of like, she's just like, oh, like, don't worry about it. Like, you're in school. Like, they're not going to, like, be telling you all the stuff that's going on. But it's all pretty fishy from this point on. You're starting to hear, like, she's starting to figure some stuff out. Because it was when they were going to Rhiannon's family, right? They're finding out that a lot of like the other villagers were like moving away because they were hearing stuff.
I think I have it written a little bit further down, but there's just a lot of, Mira is very much a rule follower, and so she's very like, there's stuff that's above your clearance, cadet.
Yeah.
So
just a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yes, I for sure have it later, so we'll dive deeper into it when we get there. They do talk, they have some boy talk. They talk about Xaden and Dane, and, you know, Violet kind of lets Mira know that Xaden has been there for her. Obviously, Mira doesn't trust Xaden, and she's like, what's going on between you and Dane? And she's like, we're just, like, not that close anymore. They're just having, like, catching up, and we end up finding out that Mira actually saved Violet's book, and she kept it at Montserrat for her, just in case Lilith had her room cleaned out. So we're going to get the fables back very soon.
And then from here on out, we see Xaden, and he shows up with Taryn and Sigale because they wanted to see each other, because they can only be separated. If, like, two dragons are bonded, they have to, like, see each other within 3 days, right?
This is kind of, they don't know how long they can be apart. And then Xaden's like, turns out it's 3 days.
Yeah, because they're getting a little angry. They're getting a little frustrated that they can't see each other. But they show up, and that kind of gets into some fun little catch up between Violet and Mira.
Yeah.
I think that's it for chapter 26.
Yeah, chapter 27.
Take it away, Brittany.
So the gang is split up into doing a bunch of different duties to see what it would be like on the front lines at this outpost, and then they sit through kind of what Mira says could be considered a battle brief. I love this part also, but Mira talks them through a scenario, and the squad all just like really struggles because they're used to battle brief where things have happened in the past, and they're just kind of like hearing about them after the fact and commenting on what they would have done, where Mira's giving them a scenario where it's happening in real time. And so she's just kind of like, they are not setting you guys up for success because they don't know how to handle things as they're happening in the moment. Mira also asks if any of the third years have been called into service, and both Xaden and Emery have, and Dana's stupid and is like, that's not a thing. And both of them are like, okay, wait till next year when you get called to the front lines. And then he gets really scared when they correct him.
I hate him.
I know. He really irked me in these chapters.
No, because he was saying all the, like, you know, like those kids in like class that are so annoying and like think they're a know-it-all.
He would be the kid that would be like, aren't you gonna assign homework?
Yeah, and I'm like, shut the fuck up, Dane.
Yeah.
Teacher's pet. I hate him. Oh, and then Mira says like a comment about the marked ones, right?
Yeah, Mira's just very judgmental because obviously she doesn't trust the marked ones, and so Violet just kind of gives her a look. It's like, don't mess with my friends. And then Mira's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's because of the upbringing, I think. Lilith really put that in her mind, and, you know, she knows some of that stuff. we find out that Violet learns that her and Xaden can communicate telepathically, which this part was like...
This part's what I have written down, like almost every single quote from these next 2 chapters. I'm gonna be real.
This one's so good. And it kind of like comes off to her as a shock to her because she's like, wait, I thought only me and like Taryn could like talk to each other.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
No, girly. Your boy can hear you too. I like the emoji next to Xaden and Dane argue.
Yeah, because they argue yet again.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this is not the last time. And I wrote down a quote that sums up the entire argument.
Or their relationship.
Relationship, truly. Like, because this continues into Iron Flame. But it literally just says, like, a random writer says this. We don't know who says this. But they just say, do you boys want to... Oh, ship it out. I meant whip it out. Do you boys want to whip it out and measure? It would be faster. Because that's truly what it is. Like, they're fighting for their own ego. It's really fun. That quote is so fucking funny. Yeah.
Because I put that in my quotes and I saw you put that. I was like, perfect. We'll talk about it at some point.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Because it's like a random writer, like not them knowing too.
I think everybody just is like over it.
Like, guys,
shut up. Like, again, guys, again.
Xaden shows off his smexy shadow powers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll be talking.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but so good.
Mira pulls Dane, Violet, and Xaden aside to tell them that they need to figure their shit out. She actually
calls them by last name.
Yeah, like cadets. Sorengale, Ryerson, and Atos. Get out here.
It's kind of giving. It's giving like Davenport, Bolton, into my office right now.
Yeah, and Mira. I'm telling you guys, Fourth Wing is just High School Musical. Mira is Coach Bolton. Honestly,
Davenport, Bolton.
I can see it.
That's actually really good. I love it.
She definitely questions Xaden, like, so are you gonna ruin Violet's life? Like, are you guys gonna have to fly out to see each other every 3 days after you graduate, because that's gonna ruin everything. It's gonna take Violet out of her studies. You're not gonna be allowed to do that. And he kind of reminds her, like, I'm here right now. Like, I didn't pull Violet from anything. I'm the one that gave up my position and like my squad to come over here because our dragons have to be together. So like, it's a two-way street, Mira. But she also learns within that argument that Mira can't keep her seat while flying.
Violet.
And I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, because the way that I constantly say the wrong thing, and when I'm editing this, I'm like, damn it, Brittany. Thank you for calling me out. I would have been mad if you didn't. Did I say that Mira learns that Mira?
Yeah. I was like, no, I get it. She's like self-aware.
Mira learns... Mira's like, damn it,
I can't actually get on it.
Mira learns that Violet can't keep her seat while flying, and
she's like really disappointed.
Yeah, no, she's a big sister in that moment. Yeah. But Violet's like, I've been training with Xaden and Imogen every spare second I have, and she's just really shocked, and it just kind of hurts Violet's feelings.
She looks up to her older sister
for sure.
As this is happening, a horde of griffins are on the way, and it kind of gets a little chaotic. They're all like kind of panicking, which I understand why. It's also because like Violet has still like not been able to like keep her seat in, and so like trying to like, I think she's at like a high point. She's trying to like mount onto Taryn. And like
Taryn has to like pick her up with his claw, basically, and
she's just like, what's happening? It's pretty chaotic. They have this whole like little,
well, she also wants to stay with Mira,
right? She's like, no, I'm not gonna leave
her sister to die.
She's like, I'm not leaving, and she's like, you have to leave. And she's like, no, and then she's like Violet is feeling real guilty about it. Then finally, the only way to get Violet to actually like leave, I can't even say it because I'm like,
okay, Violet and Xaden kiss.
No, it's not okay, but it's not just a kiss as like a
girl, you gotta save some for the rest of the episode. You're getting too into it.
I'm sorry.
We just have to. They kiss. We'll talk later. You're gonna lose people in the first 10 minutes.
I get excited. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Because trust me, I have notes.
I know. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, they leave Montserrat. Mm-hmm. And then as they see the Griffins landing. Mm-hmm. Chapter 28. Mm-hmm. we reach. No, yeah, you can talk.
No. I gotta put my mind together. I just gotta read. I gotta read off.
Okay. No, just that way we can.
No, I get you.
You know what I mean?
Sorry to the listeners. I'm sorry. I'm here now. I'm here.
She gets really taken over by.
No, it's all encompassing. It's all empowering. I love it.
Okay, chapter 28. Violet is hanging out outside Markham's office. Mm-hmm. I think this is a couple days later to see if Mira has been injured or worse, killed or not. Xaden shows up with 2 cups of coffee for them because Sigale tells him that she hasn't been sleeping. Although I would like to throw out, was it Sigale or was it Xaden?
Oh, it's probably Xaden.
It was probably Xaden. He used it as a cover up.
Like Sigale, like
Sigale's been saying you're not sleeping. No.
I think also at this point, like Dane, she's like, tell me right now, is Mira alive? And he's like, that's classified information. And she's like, it's my sister.
That's Markham.
That's Markham?
Yeah.
I thought Dane said something.
It's Markham.
Oh, dang it. Got it wrong.
Dane does show up.
Oh.
But Dane is also waiting to hear. Because
okay.
Dane wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he would. Dane's sketchy, but it's Markham that she's like, is she dead? And he's like,
oh, I have something about this later.
Okay.
I have something about this that happens with Dane.
Okay. Yeah, Xaden. Oh, Violet comments on how she hasn't slept, but Xaden looks like he has. Mm-hmm. And then he tells her that he hasn't slept well since his father left Erasia to declare the secession, which is really sad. He also admits... He admits that he can't stop thinking about Violet.
And we will be
diving into this.
Xaden tries to get Violet to speak to him with her mind, but then Dane interrupts, and it's disgusting.
It's so annoying.
And then she finally learns it, Violet, and then finally talks to Xaden in her mind, only to shut him down for making fun of Dane. Which I'm like, girl, why do we have to always talk about Dane? He could stay out of it.
Well, at this moment in time... You can't be too against her. It's her. You know what I mean?
I know. I hate Dane. Anything to do with him. Get out of here.
We do find out, though, no riders died.
Mm-hmm.
Samira is alive. And then Violet goes outside to cry with Andarna.
Oh, my God.
It's just really
little
sad.
baby Andarna. She's so sweet. Oh, at this point, because I think Mira said something like, do you even, like, know who Xaden is? Like, do you even know anything about him?
Right.
She kind of, Violet, like, realizes, like, oh, I actually don't know a lot about him except for the fact that he tried to kill me and now we're bonded together. So she keeps on asking questions to Xaden to like learn more about him. She asks like, do you have any siblings? And he says no. And that his favorite, she was like, I wonder what his favorite food is. And then he's like, it's chocolate cake, stop being weird,
which gets brought up again in Iron Flame.
Violet asks about the scars on Xaden's back, but he won't tell her about it. Him and Sigale fly off, and Taryn tells Violet to stop pushing and that Xaden does care for her, and that it's just already hard enough for him to like let her in. Violet says that he only cares about her keeping alive, and that's different, and Taryn's like, no, not for him. Oh, and then it's like somehow already May. We're already in like the month of May.
Yeah.
And it's the first battle of the war games, which is like not with the squad battle. It's just like a totally different thing.
Like your finals.
Yeah.
If you will. So Violet comments on just how weird everybody is acting. She feels like Battle Brief is getting more redacted. Carr is getting really worried because the year is like almost over and she hasn't manifested a signet. So that's kind of concerning. Dane is just like being bipolar, and he's super friendly to her 1 minute and then super closed off the next minute. She doesn't know what she did to him. Xaden is being really secretive and like missing sparring lessons to go do like top secret duties. And she even feels like Taryn is keeping secrets from her. The squad has their first thing for war games. And they are given the objective of getting First Wing's egg. This really gives me like Goblet of Fire vibes.
I think that's like what I was envisioning of when they said the egg. I was like, wait, this reminds me of the what's it called? The goblet. the
What are you talking about?
in the chalice thing that they have to
The Goblet of Fire.
throw their little names in. I'm just
That's the
envisioning that
Goblet of
like
Fire.
yeah. Thank you.
Wait, what are you
Because you know how like
about?
the egg, I'm just like envisioning it like lighting up like that did.
Oh, like when he unlocks it and it sings to him?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I just can't explain it correctly.
No, I was just like, it is for sure the Goblet of Fire.
I was
that
like
they
the
throw their
chalice
names
of the
into.
things that lights up. You're like the actual name of what it is. Yeah.
Yes, they have to steal an egg, and also meanwhile keep their flag from.
So it's the Disney Channel games.
No, it's giving a little like Disney Channel. It's giving Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's giving. Yeah, I was kind of getting like Quidditch
Cup.
vibes, but they have to keep their flag and make sure that First Wing does not get their flag.
Yeah, and then Taryn shows up for War Games with a saddle that Xaden made for her. Xaden lets Violet know that this is fulfilling the favor that he owed her, and that because she was like, I can't take this, and he's like, no, please. Then the War Games, they've begun, and Violet sees Jack stab Liam, which causes her to panic a little bit. As that is happening, Andarna does it again, where she stops time in order for them to catch Liam from actually falling. This is a pretty crazy part. It like goes from like 0 to 100 at the very end of this chapter. Then Violet finally manifests her signet and gets Jack with her lightning strike, and we now know that she is a lightning wielder.
Chapter 29. Violet is freaking out because she has killed somebody, and we learn from Dane that there hasn't been a lightning wielder in more than a century. So this is a big deal. Xaden comes and comforts Violet as she's freaking out, and kind of tells her like, you're not a weapon, you're the weapon, and you have the power to defend an entire kingdom. I will be diving into this a little bit later. I have some commentary on this. She's she's mad at everybody in this moment, and it jumps to a little bit later on that night, and Violet is in her room throwing daggers at her target, and she gets a knock on her door. It's Xaden, and he tells her that he can't stay away. She kind of panics a little bit more about killing people. They have a talk about that, and he's kind of like, hey, you're never going to be comfortable with killing people, but you do have to like develop a stomach for it, because unfortunately that's just what this place is. And Violet is just really concerned about not being her because she's killed a man. And in this wave of emotions, she kisses Xaden.
And then chapter 30 happens, and that's it.
No, wait, I have some comments. Okay, chapter 30. I put just imagine it's Mariah Carey's voice. It's time. Oh my god.
She's defrosting.
So Xaden admits I feel like I'm gonna have to just say this. Cassie's just sitting in silence. I'm just gonna have to go through this entire chapter real quick. Xaden admits that that he loses control around Violet. They destroy her room. We'll get into more detail.
Armoire ambush.
Yes. They destroy her room. Violet then asks Xaden about the scars on his back again, and we learn that he has 107 scars for all of the marked ones that he took responsibility for. The marked ones in this deal, they're allowed to join the Writer's Quadrant instead of dying like their parents. Violet convinces Xaden to stay with her for the night, and Xaden tells Violet to not fall for him. It's impossible. She's already there, my dude. Violet asks how he knew that she could wield lightning, and he admits that he thought she did it when they kissed, but he wasn't sure. So cute. The next morning, Xaden is gone, but there is a jar of violets on Violet's desk. So cute. So then Carr shows up to Violet's room, and he tells her that they have to practice now that they know she's a lightning wielder, and she has developed her signet. Violet is scared because Carr did snap Jeremiah's neck, and she tells him that, like, I'm scared you're going to kill me, because they go off to some remote mountaintop. He tells her that, you know, knowledge is power, and that is why they kill Intrinsics. But she questions why Dane is allowed to live, and Taryn kind of lets her know that it's because Dane is useful to them as long as they can keep him under control. Sketchy. Carr then questions if her and Xaden will be loyal to Navarre because they are now like the most powerful pair of riders, and they have like some of the most powerful dragons. She assures him she will be loyal to Navarre. Not for long, Miss Girl. Then Violet tells Carr that she has only wielded lightning from an emotional reaction, so she doesn't know how to do it. We get the iconic should I get the wing leader line from Taryn, and Xaden helps Violet wield. We'll get into more detail about this. Violet is then able to wield on her own after this, and she realizes how hard wielding lightning truly will be.
I'm so glad you took that one away.
Okay.
Because I would have went off.
Let's
do it.
Let's dive in. We're going to start back at chapter 26. But, well, I kind of already commented on it, but I have some quotes to back this up of just Mira being such a rule follower. And she like doesn't bat an eye when Violet tells her like, hey, they're leaving things out of battle brief. Because I think that Mira brings up, yeah, you're right. She brings up like an outpost or something, and Violet's like, they didn't mention that to us in battle brief, and Mira's just like, get over it. Like they wouldn't tell me like healer stuff. But she says, she tells Violet, I could have sworn I saw a riot of dragons across the border during this attack. And she goes into like how she doesn't need to know all of the details, but those are 100% Wyvern, which I think Violet kind of comments on a little bit later. Is it had to have been Wyvern, and it was a Wyvern attack and a Venom attack. Mira just didn't know and doesn't question it.
Yeah. Which is also strange because she's so smart.
Yeah.
Mira knows.
Yeah, she's just such a rule follower.
Yeah, I don't know.
But she also does talk about how, I thought this was interesting, and so I wanted to bring this up. She talks about how she could see someone trading their soul and becoming Venom because of, like, she comments on the fables, and it's just kind of like, that is crazy. I could see somebody selling their soul to become a Venom because, like, think of the power we have. Like, the power we have is kind of insane. I just thought that was interesting. She doesn't necessarily believe it at this point, but she does empathize.
Yeah, no, that's what, like, that's the best word I think I would explain is that she's empathizing. She's like, oh yeah, if I was given it, I could see where someone could like, I could make the choice of it.
Yeah,
like, yeah, girl, because your brother was it.
Hashtag
Brennan is Venom. It's the first time we talked about it in this episode. I think that what I said for that one is just like sister quality time with Mira, even though like it's been really hard for her, like so far all like of what Violet has been going off of is like the book of Brennan, and like kind of seeing like through like Mira's eyes as like what she's going through and what Brennan gave her advice on. So I think it's like really cute to have them like catch up and just like get the sisterly vibe back in. And then like it's not too long until she actually becomes like the older sister and like starts saying some funny stuff to her. Oh, one of my favorite things is Mira like correcting Dane. I was like, period, girl. Like, yes, like drag him.
Yeah, she's like, you're not my best friend.
No. And he's like, oh, like, well, Mira. And she's like, Lieutenant Sorengale.
No, literally,
you're blowing
him down.
Shut him down. Drag his ass, Mira.
I did love when she was like, you're blowing it.
Yeah, no, like you're blowing it. If you want to be in my position whenever, you need to like get your emotions aside and actually like, you know, lock in, buddy. Oh, I just love the part where Dane and Xaden are like going at it because of Violet. Like they're going at it.
I have a quote. Did I write it down later? Sometimes I just have to put in my favorite quotes with, if it goes along with what we're saying, I'm just going to toss it in there. So Xaden does show up there. And I love when he says, they're arguing at the battle brief. And Liam is like, our wing leader is here. Our wing leader can be the one in command, but Dana's all upset about it. And then Xaden says, we can pretend I'm not here just for the sake of the exercise. Xaden sets his dragon on the table and I love this quote. I'm sorry. He sets his dragon on the table and leans back in his chair, draping his arm across the back of mine, a move that makes Dane grit his teeth me too, Dane. And he says, give Atos here the position we all know he craves. And this is the first time that they talk to each other. And I love when she whispers, don't be a dick. And then he says, you haven't even seen me start to be a dick, to her head. That's when she figures out they can communicate.
I'm sorry, but the hand over the shoulder is...
No, it kills me.
Deep breaths.
I think I skipped ahead a little bit. I got so excited. Oh, I did want to say, I think he comments on it later, but when he says, like, turns out, like, Sigale couldn't stay away for 3 days. Do we think it was Sigale, or do we think that he was like, Sigale, let's head on over there, girl?
I think that... I'm sure he was, like, a little bit of an instigator.
Yeah, like, I think.
Yeah. I think he's like, oh, like, man, don't you want to go see your man, Sigale?
Yeah, he's like, do you miss Taryn?
Do you? Because, like, we could go right now if you really want to. Xaden is, like, at this point flirting hardcore. He can say all he wants that he's not, but I think he's, like, just showing his little true colors here. And all the remarks about how he thinks, like, oh, Violet, like, oh, you're going crazy for me, aren't you? He's projecting his own feelings on the whole situation. So I just think it's really funny. I think it was, like, during that part with the shadow scene, and then
I have so many. I just have written down, if I could like quote every single line from this stretch of chapters for you guys, I would. Like, when they first start talking, every single line.
Yeah.
A banger.
A banger.
Couple more things on this scene before we move on, if you want. Okay, I just have a question. Would like to bring up a question for the room. Classified signets. How does the quadrant, like, keep them a secret, and how come only some people get to keep their signets a secret but other people have to share? Because when, I think it's, who asks? Quinn? I could be wrong. Somebody asks Dane, like, what's your signet? And then he's just like, it's above your clearance. How come everybody else had to tell him their signets? And I just feel like, as a student, you wouldn't think that that's weird.
Oh, I was just gonna say, maybe it's because, I don't know, because I know other people's signets have been classified, but with Dane, I know they're trying to, like, keep him the most powerful, like, right. They don't want to kill him, so they're gonna use him, so maybe that's why they're keeping it classified for him.
That's fair.
But I'm also just like, maybe he's just being a dick.
I just think, no, I think they are keeping it classified. I guess I'm just confused what classifies as a classified signet, and just, like, why do some people get to keep their signets secret? Why? I don't know.
Maybe it's because they have, I don't know, honestly, but maybe it's just because, like, can they control it? Like, can they?
I do remember, I think Taryn says, like, his is limited to touch, so they can control him. Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah. Which I'm like, that's even more manipulative.
Like, do you think one of them is intrinsic, but they just have him, like, under control or something?
I'm sure.
It's crazy.
Because they have to, like, also know how intrinsic works. So how would they, you know what I mean?
Very
like,
fair.
They have to know how it actually, how they can use the power against him. So I don't know, possibly.
Oh, you don't have anything else from this chapter or from this part, right?
I have the kiss goodbye from Violet.
Oh, okay. So quickly before that, Xaden using his shadows to black out the room. Also, I love how he humbled Dane, because Dane's like, I didn't realize you could do that, and then he's like, makes the whole room. But when he says that, and then Violet says that she feels like a ghost of a touch on her cheek, and then she hears in his head, relax, it's just me.
Oh my god,
it's just so cute. I'm cheesing.
No, he's so fun like that. I love it.
Last thing before the kiss, Violet, when Mira's like, Xaden, get Violet the heck out of here, Violet comments on how Xaden's backpack looks a lot lighter than when he arrived, and she's like, I feel so bad, he must be leaving stuff behind to get me out of here. No, girl, it's because he smuggled weapons to the Griffin Riders, and that's why they're coming.
Oh my god, you're so right. It just hit me. Shit,
he smuggled weapons over. I literally
she's like, oh, it's all about
no.
me.
As I was reading this, I was like, oh my god, Violet, there's so many moments where I'm like,
it
get
must
over
be because
yourself.
of me. No, honey, he's actually doing the dirty work.
Yeah,
and he doesn't even know. Oh, that you're so right. Actually, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
See, if
it
I were
took
to
my third reread.
I was about to say if I were to have actually reread it like fully again, maybe I would have caught it. But
Yeah,
things like that go over my head. Kiss, very small kiss, very small kiss. It's just
it was pretty passionately described.
yes, but it was in like a more sweet way than I think the other kisses have been and will be, because she
described it as like reckless.
Everything that he does is reckless.
No,
to her
I did
mind,
love
for
that
sure.
she was like, our kiss in the snow was like so calm. I was like, he had you
Huh?
pressed up against a wall. What was calm about that?
He was like cradling you like a feast. But I think this one, because she was like, oh, it was just to like, or who was it? Was it Zayden or was it Violet being like, oh, it was just to like, you know, to what's the word?
Okay, well, no, Zayden doesn't say that. This is another moment where I was like, Violet, literally shut up. Because are you going to say that?
Her, yeah.
No, because she's like, he just did it as a distraction. Bitch, like maybe a little bit, but you think he just kissed you as a distraction?
And then
I don't think he kissed her to stall her. I really
stall
don't.
was the word I was trying to say.
Sorry.
Words are hard for me.
No, I don't think he did.
No.
And I am so mad that she holds on to that for so long. Like, she's like, oh, that kiss was like, didn't mean anything to him. Please, literally, Violet, shut up. And also the way that she says, I think he was overcome with emotion. Do you?
I think that this was like, it was a little too personal for everything, because like, I guess like you're saying, like when he's smuggling all of these weapons to the Griffin Riders and he's saying like, oh, it's like super affecting them in the moment. I think that it just like, this was his time to like really show her like, I also think that because I think he like just was falling for her even more, because she was just refusing to leave because she wanted to make sure that her family.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah, like I think that he's like, wow, like
he respected it,
and he's like, fuck, like I love you, and
no,
you know what I mean?
I think so too. I think because she's like, Zayden, please let me stay. Like, you have to let me stay. Blah. I don't know. She has some sort of monologue where she's like, you have to let me stay. She's my sister. And then it says that like he's like has so much like compassion in his eyes that she thinks he's gonna let her stay, but then he kisses her. I think it was just like, yeah, like he was like, oh my god, I'm in love with this girl.
Yeah.
So he had to. I don't think he kissed her to stall her.
No,
like if anything, maybe a little bit. But I truly don't think that was the.
I think it was his like heat of the emotion, and he was just like, wow, I just love. Let me just give you a little.
And then him saying, "Leave from me, Violet," and she thinks that was he was. I can't talk. I can't even talk. I'm physically ill.
No, I agree. I think she just overlooked it a little too much.
She's so stupid.
She said deny.
Yeah, because then for like 3 chapters she goes on. She's just like, maybe the kiss didn't mean anything to him. It was nothing but a distraction. Literally, shut up.
I hate also when she's like, is there someone else you're thinking about?
Yeah,
girl,
please. That's why when that comes up, Zayden's like, that pissed me off. Like, what did I do to make you think I was talking to
Violet is low-key annoying.
The only no, on the reread of Iron Flame, I was like, okay, she actually is so annoying. But the only person she ever sees him talking to is Garrick. Like, unless he's hooking up with Garrick, I think you're good, girl.
Oh my god, she's insecure.
Trust me that the whole wing would know. Because if I was a writer there,
I would know.
And I hooked up with Zayden,
I would tell everybody.
Everyone would know.
I would be telling everybody. There's no way. Oh. Okay, I think the coffee scene is next for me. Do you have anything before that?
I have so much on the coffee scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Them just sharing a cup of coffee.
Adorable.
It literally kills me.
Adorable.
Him.
Can you imagine he's just like walking in like.
That's how I met with 2 little to-go cups of coffee. I'm also like, they have coffee in this world?
No, okay. See, this is okay, because you know, they have like toilets, and for me, I don't know why I just like got so off put when she was explaining what the toilet.
Do they have toilets?
Literally, I remember the word toilet being there.
Well, that's also how I
toilet.
feel about like ACOTAR.
No, it's like
randomly she's like, I don't know, she's like explaining intricate tubs, and I'm like, okay, what does the plumbing look like in this world?
You guys have like full on water, like
yeah, like
manholes and everything.
You know, though, I've never questioned in like Lord of the Rings, how do they use the bathroom?
I mean, like in the olden days, they
like
used
a little outpost,
dig a little thing in the mud, and then you just like squat and sit.
The thing, though, we don't know when this is, what time frame. This could be current day, just like different universe,
which I'm sure it is.
But like, do you think they have porcelain toilets?
I remember the word toilet being in here and being like, hold on, that took me out a little bit of this world and this realm for a second.
Because sometimes I feel like I compare it to like Harry Potter.
Yeah, I agree.
But then I'm like, oh, but Harry Potter was in the like it's very clearly in the 90s.
Yes, but it was also
kind of in an alternate. I don't.
It's the Wizarding world. It's a different world.
Yeah, it's a different world. So,
I mean,
maybe they're just like antique brass looking.
But there's plumbing. That's pretty high tech to me. Is like a little flush. Yeah.
Well, I think I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but
shower.
In iron, yes,
I knew you were going there.
It's like a bathing chamber.
It's a bathing chamber. I kind
of see how it looks.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't necessarily picture it looking like Harry Potter, but kind of a similar vibe where it's just like like a communal bathroom.
I'm just saying, like, so there's a plumber. There's plumbing. There's a plumbing company in
Vazgayath plumbers.
Like, I don't know. Sometimes
we have a Roto-Rooter over there.
It takes me a little out of the world when we're talking like that, but I get it. I get it.
Okay, you know something I also question? Like, do they brush their teeth? If they have plumbing,
they have
Zayden always smells like mint.
He uses Colgate Mint Total. Not sponsor, but he uses that. No, I guess they bathe. They like literally, we know they bathe, right? Therefore, they keep hygiene.
Right.
So hygiene exists. So I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying.
Do you think they have hair gel? Hairspray?
How does his luscious curls get all...
I'm curious.
He's like, I have a diffuser in
Do you
the
think
morning.
They have hair dryers?
Zayden would drop...
Electricity?
Well, okay, that's actually a really good one, too.
With magic, I think.
I think so.
Mage lights. She loves to use mage lights.
She loves ambient lighting. She has to keep it on there. But I'm just confused. I'm like, okay, so you have plumbing, but you still have to use daggers?
As no other to what?
I don't know, like firearm. I get it, they have a dragon, but I'm just saying, like, there's coffee cups. There's a freaking like coffee place, right?
He brewed the cup.
He brewed with his Nespresso machine and brought out with his cold foam, and he's like, "Here, let's share a cup of coffee on a Sunday morning."
Coffee design on the top, and he made her a little flower.
She's drinking a lavender latte, and like, he's like, can I get a matcha latte? What is Zayden's order? What kind of coffee is Zayden's order? Are they drinking oat milk? Are they drinking whole milk?
Goat
Do
milk,
they have
probably.
cows?
Because they have goats, don't they? Isn't it goats?
Oh yeah, they eat the goats.
Wait, is it goats? Is it sheep? It's sheep.
They eat one of the animals that fly.
Lamb milk.
Lamb milk?
They have to have cows.
They have to have cows because they eat food.
They have to eat. What do they eat? Wait, we're getting to what do they...
No, we're asking the right question. I'm passionate about toilets here.
Okay, no. What do they eat, though?
Okay,
do you think they eat a burger?
I'm sure they eat a burger.
Or do you think it's like mashed potatoes
and like
peas?
roast? A roast crock-pot dinner?
Okay, because this is my other question. I actually was thinking about it on the outline. Chocolate cake. So they have cocoa beans?
They have ovens?
No, that's another thing.
They have a KitchenAid?
How are they baking chocolate cake?
It's also just like...
Oh my god. What do they drink?
Vanilla extract. flour, eggs, chickens.
I believe they have chickens.
If they have chocolate cake,
quail, maybe it's like quail eggs. I don't know.
There's chocolate frosting.
Chocolate frosting.
That's which good. Is milk. So they have a cow.
Cows.
Isn't it? Don't they talk about eating biscuits?
They do. I think they do. Yes. Yes. An iron flame.
There's, I'm sure, a good little honey butter to complement the biscuit.
So there's bees.
They have flowers, so there have to be bees. Are there farmers markets to sell the honey?
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm literally crying right now. I don't know why this is so funny to me.
Because I'm just confused.
Okay, no, wait. Because
they have...
Wait, hold on. I gotta recover. I'm literally crying. Because in Iron Flame...
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. They talk about going... I forget what it's called, but it's like a Hogsmeade.
No, they do. They have a full little like area of shopping. Is it called an outlet? Is it a mall
it's
of
an
a
outlet
sort?
Mall.
And I'm also they have carpenters, God. Right? So they have people who make daggers. They have people who make weapons, right? If they have carpenters, then they surely have clothing boutiques where they get their leathers from, right? So is there like a Victoria's Secret going on? Is there like, how do they get that on? Like, I don't understand.
This is getting a little wild.
I think we're just asking the right questions.
Do they wear bras?
They're okay. Can you imagine?
Because my other question is, they talk about underwear.
No, they do.
What
the waistband. Is it boxer briefs? Is Xaden wearing boxer briefs? Do we think that
Xaden's a boxer guy?
Is he wearing tighty whities, or is he wearing...
I'm also curious, this is probably too much.
How are they wearing it under leathers?
Yeah.
What were you gonna ask? I'm scared.
Just because Violet talks about like her underwear,
right?
Like, what kind of underwear? Is it like underwear is it underwear we wear today, or is it something different?
A chastity belt? What is she wearing?
I don't know. I just have so many
I'm just thinking, like, I would hate, can you imagine you're writing and you're battling,
you get a wedgie,
and you get a wedgie?
It has to be a thong,
or like in leather though.
Okay, either way, it's not. Also, it's a seamless boy brief. It's
Can you imagine?
Oh my god!
You're writing and you're wearing a bra and you're like, this is uncomfortable.
I don't think they wear bras.
They can't wear a bra.
Well, maybe sometimes, but I don't like Under Armour. Oh my god! Imagine the dragon scales. Like, it's so
a corset of its own.
Painful. It is a corset.
They wear corsets. Whalebone was used to make corsets, so they're whales. Right?
I didn't know that fact.
You didn't know? Oh, yeah. If you guys didn't know, corsets have whale bones inside of them.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, in the olden days, that's what they used, and they would like feast on whales, and that's why they're almost extinct. But just so you know, therefore, before they like upgraded the technology, they used to have whales. So I'm sure Violet was wearing a little baby whale on her in a corset, in a leather corset.
Okay. Wow. Honestly, if we ever interview Rebecca,
I'm asking the pressing questions.
These will be the hard-hitting questions.
So,
like, what kind of milk do they have?
I think, what do we think Xaden and Violet's order for
No,
Starbucks
I was about to say I would like to go back to that.
I think to reel us in, we need to go over their order.
I see Xaden being an iced Americano type guy.
2 shots of espresso and a dash of whole milk.
No, Americano's... Wait. Americano
Do I
is
know
just...
what an Americano is?
I don't think so, because it's just water and espresso.
Okay.
That's like a latte.
He's like Hosier.
Or, no. What is he... Oh, he like
I'd
takes
rather
his whiskey.
take my whiskey neat. My coffee black in my bed at 3.
Is that what he says?
I think.
Okay.
I don't know, but I know he takes his coffee black, so I think that Zay would have it too.
Okay, I have 3 options.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee black, iced Americano, if they have espresso. And then third option, I think he would be crazy. He would be one of those people that's like, I'll take a quad shot over ice.
He's psychotic.
Yeah. Right?
Well, he doesn't sleep, so I think he needs it.
It's fair.
I think he needs.
But he always looks well rested and perfect.
So it's the shots of espresso really pulsing through his veins.
Yeah. If they have cocoa beans, they have to have coffee beans. Well, they do. I'm sorry, that was stupid. I meant
right, girl.
I meant the means to make espresso.
So they have a coffee grinder.
And they're just like,
if they have,
do you think they have
weed?
a cafe? Oh no, that's
there's a dispensary. Are there liquor stores? 7-Eleven.
They get drunk.
They get drunk, and he gets high. So there's a dispensary.
The hell?
Unless he goes out into the meadow and gets his own organic, which I really respect him for.
Oh my god, he's like back home.
He's just like grinding it up, and he's like
rolling it.
His weed grinder next to his coffee grinder.
Rice paper.
He's sustainable. Our sustainable king, Zay Zay.
Okay, I'm sorry. That
No.
was a good. I don't even know. Oh, because they're
Coffee scene. I think
Okay.
Vi is a she.
Oh yeah, what would her? She's like
Brown
a
sugar
lavender
shaken espresso or a lavender matcha latte.
like oat milk latte.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just like us with the oat milk.
Oh my god.
Let us
I'm
know
dead.
what you guys think.
What's your guys' coffee order? No, let us know what you guys think.
Do they have a dispensary? Do they have cocoa bean? Like, how do they have those beans? Do they have whales? Do they have plumbers?
Let us know in the comments
Electrician?
down below.
Who would you be?
Electricians?
They have to.
Oh
right?
my god, this is too much.
I
don't know.
I
don't
think
know.
Rebecca.
I'm confused how the No, I can't get into it. I'm confused how the electricity works because she says that they just control it by magic. Are they light bulbs or what the hell are they? Are they out there capturing freaking firefly bugs?
How beautiful.
I don't know.
Shake it up.
I'm just confused.
I don't know, but I think we're asking the right questions here. Let us know what you guys think.
I'm not done talking about the coffee moment though.
No, we're not.
So
No, there's actually a lot.
There's a lot I would like to dive into. First up, I feel like you have these same questions, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. Okay, Violet, LOL at her being a little sneak and figuring out Zayden's birthday. It's the exact same type of thing I would have done, where she's like, you must have been, actually, how old are you?
Yeah.
So
She
smart.
knew. She's so good.
That's literally how I ask questions.
Yeah.
When I want to find out information. So then him saying, okay, I got to bring it up. Another question for the room. Zayden's birthday is in March. Violet's birthday is in July. And real quick, I have to add in. No. I'm sorry. I'll say it later. I have a quote. It's okay.
Okay.
Do we think Zayden is a Pisces or an Aries? Let's tackle that first.
Okay. Well, my answer is tied into the other part of your question. I know it's going to be, and is Violet a Cancer or
a Leo?
A Leo. So as a fellow Cancer,
I think she's a Cancer.
I think she's a Cancer because of the way she acts, and I want to say that he is a Pisces.
I think he's a Pisces
because
also.
he acts like a Pisces, and also Cancers and Pisces are very compatible. I have the same thing written down, and I just think that they're astrologically meant to be, because if he was an Aries, he would be very different. Pisces and Aries are very different.
That's fair.
But she is a Cancer because she's just like me, and she's super needy, and she's overthinking everything. She's a Cancer.
Okay.
I think she's like an early July girl.
I think early July as well.
Yeah.
I think also based on the timeline, it's early July.
Yeah, because they missed her birthday.
Yes.
So I think that
Like
it's
maybe even. Oh wait, she can't be late June. Early July.
Early July. Beautiful. I'm so glad we came up with that because that validates me. She is a little. I wish we knew the other people's birthdays.
I do too. Like Riddick. What do you think Riddick is?
Oh my god, he has to be like a.
Sometimes I don't know the signs that well, but
I think he might. Is he a Sag? Is he a Sagittarius? He's a little sarcastic.
You know when they changed the zodiac signs, did yours get affected?
Wait, they changed it?
Well, they like kind of said like, oh, we might have like calculated, or they added in a zodiac sign. That's what it was. They added in another one.
They better not take Cancer away from me.
Well,
I'm a Cancer girly.
They said that then I would be a Sagittarius, and I said, I'm so sorry.
You're not.
No,
I'm gonna stick to what happened when I was born, And anyone past now, then it's changed. That's how I'm going to view it. But I think that it makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
She should have just asked him that. Hey, what's your sign? Do they have astrological signs? Do they know about that?
They have a lot of gods, but I guess not. Like not Greek mythology. Even though this is the pipeline of like Greek mythology.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Maybe it's going to be revealed to us.
Well, I was going to say Xaden saying, oh, because she's like, when's your birthday? Or she didn't even ask him, actually. He just tells her, like, my birthday was in March. And then she was like, oh, mine is in. And then he says July. I know. I made it my business to know everything there was about you the second I saw you on the parapet.
He's just like us, for real.
He tries to cover it up. He's like, I can't know how to ruin someone if I don't understand them.
And that's where I think he's a Pisces, because Pisces are... Psychotic. I have multiple Pisces friends, and they have to know every detail, and they get super obsessed with somebody the moment that they see them and they feel attracted to them, which is Xaden 2.0. Okay. Like, that is Xaden explained. He's a Pisces. And she is so real for deflecting it and being like, oh, so it's your birthday. You know what I mean? She's a little airy like that.
Yeah.
Just like a Cancer. Wait, is this still chapter 28?
We're on... Yeah.
Okay.
I have another comment on this part.
Go ahead.
I don't know. Are you skipping ahead?
No. Okay. Oh, I do have this. I don't know if it's actually before what you're about to just say.
Go for it.
But, oh, she's like asking like, oh, what changed your perception of me?
That's what
Is that what you were going to do? Okay. Is it? Okay.
I have half the fucking page blocked out for my YouTube.
Is it the same one? It's the same quote, guys.
You wrote it out. Good. I
wrote it out.
I highlighted. I was not going to write this all out. We can popcorn it.
Okay, let's popcorn it. I'll start.
Oh my god, let's read. And never mind. It's all Xaden. Go.
It's all Xaden.
For it. You read the lines. I'll read the stage directions.
Okay. I think I wrote the quotes correctly, but I hope I did. Okay. Maybe it was when I saw Oren holding a knife to your throat, or maybe it was when I realized the bruises on your neck were fingerprints and wanted to kill them all over again just so I could do it slowly. Maybe it was the first time I recklessly kissed you, or when I realized I'm fucked because I can't stop thinking about doing more than just kissing you.
My breath catches at his admission, but he just sighs. Ooh, and lets his head fall back against the wall.
Does it even matter when? As long as it changed between us.
And that's mentally.
Are you fucking joking me?
I know.
He said, does it matter when?
As long as it changed. I would have slammed him against the wall and kissed him then.
Get in there. Oh my god, I'm actually sobbing.
I know.
That is so fucking cute.
When I read that, when we were doing the outline, I literally was like reading it and I just went, tossed the Kindle down. I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
He's such a lover boy.
I'm out of here.
Okay. This is just really funny that I wrote down. I know we kind of already brought this up, but I wrote, I'll just read it. Violet trying to figure out all the stuff about Xaden, like his siblings, his favorite foods. It's so me-coded. Like, she's so down bad that she actually has to know everything, but she's also denying that she's asking it for her own knowledge. Because I know she was like, oh, maybe, like, I'm just asking this because it's bothering me that Mira said that I don't know nothing. But, girl, come on. It's you want to know about him. You want to know everything about him. It's pretty real of her, because I think at this point she's like tottering around whether or not she wants to admit that she likes, like, just like falling for him. But I'm like, girl,
stop it.
Stop.
I also have written down that I love Taryn saying, I hear it's all the fashion, when he gets his saddle. It's just so cute.
He's so fucking funny.
He's so funny. And I also would like to say, one, how long do we think Xaden was working on her saddle? Is this why he was missing sparring lessons?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think it's a mix of that and then
the weapons.
I have something that I think you'll really enjoy. It kind of goes back just a little bit before the saddle thing. No, you're fine. I just realized it. Violet saying, tell me something real, kind of gives me, unfortunately, like Disney Channel vibes.
Violet saying, "Tell me something real."
I just envision her low key like
Debbie Ryaning.
Tell me something real. Right? Isn't that not giving Disney Channel? This
bit.
helps our theory that Fourth Wing is just High School Musical.
Y'all don't want to hear it, but
y'all don't want to hear it, but it's true. Oh my god, did we talk about him being her saying like, "Oh no, am I distracting you?" in class? And
no.
He's like, or she says, "Oh no, am I distracting you?"
And
he smile curves my mouth. Shit, am I flirting? Maybe. Girl, be so for real. Stop denying it. Because he's like, what did he say?
Yes.
What did he say? He says something like I'm busy doing something. And she's like, "Am I distracting you?" Literally, she knows how to play the cards right. She's so real for that. Now we're back at the saddle.
Okay, I'm imagining Xaden trying to get the saddle on Taryn.
How fucking funny
is
it? It's so
funny to imagine.
Because he's like, I almost got burned alive.
Like, I wish we could see it.
When we talk about the show, we're gonna have to envision it. I see it as a montage of Taryn just like on like him, like, because Taryn's like, yeah, well, if you wouldn't have just like
he
scratched my chest, I wouldn't have been upset about it. And then
Taryn also just hates him.
No, he hates him, but it's like so cute of the reason
so
why. Oh, okay, but the way that he like explained the saddles, Aiden says, "If you don't use it, I'll take personal offense." He folds his arms across his chest and studies the rigging. "Considering I had it made for you and just about got myself burned alive in the process of trying to get it on him, even though he helped design it, I might add." Like, they both collab.
No, it's so cute.
That's so cute.
Well, I think Taryn is like, "I don't like you, but I'll put up with you for Violet."
Yeah.
And like also for Sigale, I guess.
They're so cute.
They're cute.
Okay, sorry, I have one more thing about the saddle.
Yeah.
Taryn being sassy and me like, "Is that a saddle?" Or who says that? Was it Dane?
Dane.
And then he goes, "No, it's a collar."
No.
I think you'll think this is silly is when Dane's like, "Is that a saddle?" It's kind of giving, "Is that a chicken?"
No, what a stupid question. Of course it's a fucking
saddle.
saddle.
Think it is.
Like, I agree, Taryn. He's like, "No, it's a fucking collar. What do you think it is? Idiot."
He's so fucking funny.
Stupid.
Sorry for the change up, everyone.
Sorry for the YouTube peeps. Our lights died, so we're gonna continue like this.
It's gonna be a night episode.
It's 5:00, so it's just gloomy.
It's supposed to rain, yeah.
Okay, I also have Xaden saying that he wants to kiss Violet, like mind to mind. Like, he's just like, what if I like kissed you right now, when they're on the field. And then I love when am I jumping ahead? Wait,
no.
Hold on. He says it multiple times. Okay, so he says he wants to kiss her, and then she's just kind of like, out here in front of everybody, like, people will see. And then he goes, "When did I ever give you the impression that I give a fuck about what people think of me? I only care what they think about you."
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god. Selfless
and then
king.
I love when Dane comes up and he's like, oh my god, I thought I had it written down. Dang it. But literally Dane like comes up and he says something, and then Xaden's just like, "No, you stubborn asshole," like in their head though. And then Violet's like, stop Xaden, right? And then he's just like, "Wouldn't it be really awkward if I kissed you right now?"
He's such an instigator. I love him. Was that the part where she was like, she was like, "Stop," and he was like, "Stop, you're gonna like let everybody know that we can talk to each other."
Oh, that was at the battle brief.
Was that the battle brief?
That was a little earlier. Yeah.
But he's so quick and witted. I love it.
Yeah.
So cute. I just wrote all caps, "I love Andarna."
My next thing is on her too.
And no one will ever make me hate you, bestie girl. When she's, I don't know if we're at this part yet, because she rolls around in the little mud.
That's what I've written down. And her skidding to a halt. Like a little puppy, like a deer. I'm imagining like Bambi in the ice.
Oh my god. Or like a little golden retriever puppy that doesn't know what to do with their like big old paws.
Floppy, yeah.
Their floppy little paws. Like, how cute. No, she's so cute. But I think when she says, I think we might be jumping, but I'm proud you're mine even if I need a bath.
Yeah. That's so cute.
She's so cute as a baby. And then when she comes a teenager, she kind of gets a little...
She gets so annoying.
She gets annoying.
Yeah.
But I get it.
Okay, my next thing.
Uh-huh.
How the fuck did Jack survive? I just really have questions.
No, I don't know. Because you get struck by lightning and then you fall.
He's Venom at this time.
Yeah.
Confirmed. So her lightning can kill Venom. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I have that I think is a possibility is that she actually she didn't strike him, she struck the tower. Mm-hmm. And so that fell on top of him. So that, I mean, I guess maybe you can't die from impact. You can only die from a, oh my God. Why am I forgetting? Yeah, but from oh my God, a certain type of dagger. Why am I forgetting?
Okay, no, I don't know.
Wait, oh my God. I gotta look it up.
The one that he was actually killed by?
An alloy dagger. Or lightning.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that maybe she struck the tower. Like she says, I know he couldn't have survived the impact of everying falling on him.
No, because he couldn't have.
But if he was Venom, then maybe that's how.
Sorry again, YouTube. You need to look at us, right? No, because I don't understand it. I see what you mean, though. If it like something were to fall over him, it makes a little bit more sense. Mm-hmm. But how would you survive not being in a rubble of like a tower and also falling like hundreds of feet down?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's just that they must just be like invincible, and the only thing that can kill them is an alloy dagger or lightning. But my other thing is when she looks at the rubble, mm-hmm. she says that there's blood everywhere.
Whose blood was it?
That was my question. I mean, it had to have been Jack's, right? Also, what the fuck was Naolan do? He just like went through the rubble and was like, I guess we should revive him. Literally,
no.
I have so many, like, I wouldn't have even gone through the rubble. I would have just left him.
No, because why?
Yeah.
No, because that's actually I feel like a lot more work than to keep him alive.
I'm just confused, like, why they decided. I don't know. And maybe they knew he was Venom.
I don't know.
I have a lot of questions, and so maybe that's why they hunted him out.
Hopefully we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a really funny one. I just said we got a lightning wielder on our hands. Ka-chow. The thing about Jack being stabbed by, or Liam being stabbed by Jack.
Yeah.
It killed me.
Mm-hmm.
It's foreshadowing.
I know.
And it makes me actually really upset.
I know.
Because the way that she explains that he was stabbed, wasn't it like through the side?
Through his
side, right? That is so fucking painful.
My guess is that it must have gone like, I've never been stabbed before. My guess is that it probably just happened to miss
his like
some sort of artery or something.
Artery, yeah. I don't know, but it made me
guessing
really
it
upset.
Like probably went, I don't know, probably like towards his back.
I don't know.
I don't know where anything is in the body.
Any doctors out there, let me know how can you survive a stab wound like that?
Or maybe it came in through the front and just like stabbed the flesh.
Okay, not to go crazy.
Oh, I was like, sorry, did I get too?
No. I'm just thinking. So the healer quadrants,
right?
They have like pharmaceutical technology, right? Or is it just magic? Do they have
painkillers?
Do they have ibuprofen? Do they have a CAT scan? Do they have... How do they know? Is it magic or is it...
That is such a great question.
Do they have farm techs?
Is the healer quadrant just nursing school? Do they wear scrubs?
Do they have HIPAA so no one can know about their injuries?
I think they do, because remember, Naolan can't really talk about it.
So there's a board of directors for nursing, and you're telling me that do you have to have insurance, or are you covered by being in the school?
Wait, that's so fair. No, because I was also thinking,
are we asking the stupidest questions?
Once you graduate,
yeah,
what the hell is there to do? Just fight in the fucking battle? You have to go to an outpost. You can't work retail.
No, retail's done. That was your teenage job.
Who is But what are you talking about? This is their teenage job. They go to Basgiath from like age 20 to 23, 24.
It was when they were young 15-year-olds. They're working at a freaking
what
CVS.
The hell?
I think I think that it's
like who is, I don't know why I can't remember what it's called, but like who is working at the Hogsmeade?
people who were
They have to have like bars, right? Or brothels. I don't know what they're called.
a brothel.
Well,
That's wild.
well, I'm sorry. I was trying to say, I don't think they're called bars.
I think yeah.
Brothel. I don't know. Do you think they have sex workers?
If they have, yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you get into that field?
I think are they like
Do
ex
you-
scribes, ex healers, ex infantry?
I guess that's my other question is like, do you have to go to college?
Can we talk about infantry?
Yeah.
Isn't that weapons?
Well, it's like ground. You're fighting on the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's carpenters.
Who are making.
So they had Jesus.
Well, stop it. I don't. No, they did not have Jesus because
have
they
the
have
gods.
Yeah. I don't know if I would necessarily call them carpenters. I think they have, like they probably have like glass blowers, metal workers. You know what I mean?
Auto repair shop.
Well, I don't think they. What if you're not a dragon rider?
How do you get around town?
I'm spiraling.
This episode is sponsored by I have no idea what this world really looks like.
No, I'm just confused. Like, do you have to go to college? They talk about how there's Basgiath and then there's the other college where the Griffin Riders go to. So like how does that get determined for you? Is it just is it like where you live? It's your school district?
How do you become a scribe? Is it an acceptance letter, or do you have to like pay your tuition? Like how is this like
I
a
think
real
Violet
university?
says that they have to like test into it or something. They have
Who
to take
pays?
their
Are there
SATs.
taxes? Who pays for this college?
Oh my god, is there tuition?
Like who pays for it? Is this a nonprofit school? Is this a
I
private
don't think it's a
school?
nonprofit. I think it's paid for by the government.
So they have government.
Well, they have a king.
They have kings.
They have a parliament.
So they have
I don't know.
taxes.
They must. What do you think their currency looks like?
I think that it has to be within like dragon coins or some weird shit like that. Like it's dragon.
They pay in like fucking dragon scales.
Anything is fucking possible with a plumber in this world. They can do dragon scales too. That'll be 27,000 dragon scales, my lady. Right? So honestly, I don't know. Rebecca, I just need you to like give me every single reason. Like is it like our world or is it like not our world?
Yeah. I just have a lot of questions.
Anyways, where were we?
I'm so sorry.
I
think at least for me,
I think I have one more. Okay, so when she's freaking out, Violet. Oh my god, I just realized we haven't even talked about chapter 30 yet.
no, this is gonna be a long episode.
It's gonna be long. Sorry, guys. You're welcome. Well, we
really
knew this was gonna happen.
Going on tangents here.
So I think when Violet's freaking out about killing someone for the first time, Dane's like trying to like console her, right?
Oh my god, that's the next thing
I'm so sorry. I keep stealing it.
No, I love that we're
we're right here.
Yeah.
So he can. Okay, I'm gonna start sounding a little crazy and a little too into it. Maybe I'm like looking too much. But he's like hugging her, right?
Right.
So she like explains that he like caresses her back and like she's going up and down her spine. Does he need to hold the head to read someone's memories? I don't think so. So I think in that moment he's reading her.
Yes.
Especially since that whole situation with like killing Jack and like lightning wielding and knowing all of that stuff, I feel like he needs that valuable understanding to report back to Carr or any of the other professors about how she's doing with lightning and wielding it. Because that was my one question is like, does he have to like touch your head or is it like any part of your body?
I want to say that there's a moment where he says he has to touch her face, but I feel like there's a moment later, and maybe we'll get there in future episodes, where I thought that Xaden says it doesn't have to necessarily be your face.
I feel like
maybe I'm wrong, but I feel so anytime he's like held her hand, but he also always cups her face. Does it have to be with his hand? Because he kisses her forehead in that or her head in that moment. So if he like
I
face
feel like
to
it's
face,
any
if
contact,
they're cheek to cheek,
you know what I mean? Like, how would you know? I don't know.
I think he's fake because he tries to be like, no, Violet, I only did it like once by accident or whatever. And also,
he's actually
which
a liar.
time was by accident?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, was it the very first time that she entered the quadrant? Was it?
Well, yeah, because he was like comforting her when she's like,
yeah,
growing up.
He's always touching her and like always touching her face.
Yeah. No, I think that he's been reading her memories since he's been able to get his hands on her.
There's also a moment where, you know, she talks about how he, his signet is classified, but how when Amber, she was trying to say that Amber, like, let them into her room, he reached for her face and he was like, give me your memories. And she was like, okay, he just, like, told everyone.
Yeah.
What he was.
I don't know. It's very fishy. That's where I'm thinking it has to do with something like of why the professors and all of, like, the higher ups,
they're hiding it. Yeah.
So, and I think that he did the whole, like, let me touch you so I can read your memories thing, like, out of, I don't think he, like, realized he was doing,
right.
Yeah.
Also on that, him telling Violet she doesn't need to use her signet.
No, that was fucking awful. What the fuck? Where's your chill, dude?
Also, just, like, why? Because you're scared of her? Because you know she's too powerful? I don't know. And then Xaden was like, what are you talking? Like, you can't tell someone to not use their signet.
Yeah. And I think he said, like, he's like, stop fucking coddling her. Period.
Yeah.
Because it's true. Like, I just think that Dane doesn't see the potential. He never did. He's like, you're supposed to be back in the Scribe Quadrant. And now he's, like, either scared for her or for, like everyone else that she is in this powerful signet now. You know? That's where I'm just thinking is that he's like.
Was it from, like, leadership where they, like, you better tell her to not use her power?
He wants to be up there with them.
Yeah.
He's trying. He's trying to do that too. But I just think it's so disgusting. I think that's all my favorite moments so far.
I didn't even write anything down for chapter 30.
Nope.
Well, actually I did, but I didn't write anything down for
I think we just need to talk about it.
I felt like it would just come out naturally. So let's just dive in, I guess.
Okay. Let's do chapter 30, and that's its own section, and then we'll go to quotes.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what to say.
Mom, if you are watching this, log off right now. Get off. Anyways.
I don't know what to say.
Okay,
I'm gonna let you take it away.
Okay, I'll start
I just, like, don't even. I don't have words.
At the very end of chapter 29, Xaden comes into her room. Right. She's literally only wearing, like, the slimmiest little, like.
Do they have lingerie?
Absolutely, she's wearing lingerie, right?
Well,
it's like
it's a night dress.
It's a night dress.
The way that I see it is, like, I'm kind of like, girl, what are you doing wearing a night dress like that? What kind of pajamas do you think? No, I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
I'm like, do they have a Victoria's Secret? Like,
okay, well, because the way she describes the night dress,
she acts like it's like the
nightgown,
little. It's like so slutty.
I'm imagining it's like a little short.
Yeah, because she says it doesn't go past her thigh.
Yeah, like, okay, Violet,
and it's like super thin.
Yeah, like, it has a thin little black strap.
Like,
come on, girl.
She's throwing daggers while in a nightgown like that.
And then she's like, I don't care if anybody comes in and sees me.
You know who you want to see. So he comes in and he's talking about, and he's like, the whole comforting situation. I remember the part where she's throwing it and he's like, that's fucking hot.
Yeah.
She's not looking. She's not looking.
Making eye contact
just
with him.
Like, and he's like getting
that's
crazy.
That's hotter than it should be.
And then he's like comforting her. He's like talking to her. She's up on the desk. Right?
Oh, we're there already.
Right?
They're already making out at that point.
Or how did they get to the desk?
Well, because he tells her, like, hey, we're writers. Kind of, you got to, like, suck it up.
Yeah.
And so then he's like, you know, if you're mad, you can be mad at me. Like, if you want to yell at me, yell at me. If you want to hit me, take it out on me so that you can just, like, get your anger out, and then we can go back out there. And then she kisses him. And then he slams her against the door. And then they go to the desk.
And then they get to the desk.
Okay, you know what? This just I do have something to comment on this.
Yeah.
I just feel like the whole, like, oh, you don't want this, Violet. You don't want me. I'm bad for you. I don't want to take advantage of you. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on for a little too long.
It does go
I'm like, okay, Xaden, we got it.
No, because
we got
all the way up until, like,
insertion.
Town. I was gonna say insertion, but I was like, is that too far? All the way until poundy time.
Yeah.
He's like asking, and I'm like, I understand you're a consent king.
Yeah.
But I think you're just projecting a little bit, buddy.
Or just like him constantly being like, you don't want this, you don't want this, when she's like, I'm literally telling you I do.
Yeah, and she's like, I'll tell you no.
She initiated.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, you don't want it. It's like, okay.
He's
like 3 times was enough.
Who traumatized him?
That is fair. I do probably fucking Kat.
I think it was Kat.
I do think that there is some sort of something
happened. But I also think that maybe a lot of people have only used him for his body.
That's so fair.
So that's why he's like, you don't want this, like,
oh,
like, you know what I mean?
No, that's very fair.
It's kind of giving me sand.
And that's
so
fair.
That's kind of where I saw. But I also agree, like, it kind of went on for just like slightly too long.
Yeah, because like, do you think he did this with? He makes it very clear.
He's like, I've fucked every woman in this building.
Yeah. So do you think he had the same type of reaction, or like no, because he didn't care about them?
No, maybe. I think that he's never felt this way for anybody except for her personally. That's
so
what
he
I
didn't
think.
care.
Yeah. So then they get to the desk. That is okay. I want to bring this up. This is where it gets really explicit for you viewers out there. Okay. When she's like, or he's like hesitating, and he's like, do you really want this? Do you really want this? Do you really want me? This is gonna like mess things up. She's kind of getting annoyed, and she's like, is there someone else? Like, is someone else making you feel this way?
Right. Oh my God, I know what you're gonna get into right now.
And he's, or like,
well,
hold on,
I
have to bring it up.
She says, sorry. No, that's what she says. You know, she's like, obviously I want this. And then she's like, unless it's me that you don't want.
Thank you. It is that.
Or like, unless you don't want me, and I'm misreading
and
this.
And then I can say this. It's not going to get monetized, I hope.
We're not even monetized. We don't make any money, girl. It doesn't matter.
The viewers don't need to know that. She literally, oh wait, hold on, I have to get the good one.
I know what it is, I just like don't want to say it.
I will say it. Okay. She's like, unless you don't want me. He goes, does this feel like I don't want you? And then something happens. She touches him, right? And then he's like, does this feel like I don't want you? He's like, I always want you.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. Yeah.
And he's like, you walk into a room, I'm thinking about you, and I'm instantly like, that's so wild to admit. Number one. Number two,
that is kind of wild. Props to him. He's comfortable in his own body. It's like, I do have a boner every time you walk in the room. That's embarrassing.
No, it's actually embarrassing.
Zayden, battle brief.
No,
he's just like,
he's like,
I don't know what it's like to be a guy and to experience one of those, but I hear it's not fun.
I hear it's not fun, and I can only imagine that he says it happens every time.
Every time she walks,
he's kind of a creep for that.
Well, I'm just thinking.
What's your excuse?
Wait,
for
I'm
it?
sorry. No, I got a little. My mind started wandering for a second. First of all, I was saying, like, I was just thinking, like, in class, it's awkward. Then second of all, I was like, communal bathing chambers. What if he's thinking about her in the shower?
Everyone's like, hey Zayden, can you pass me the soap? He's like, not right now. Shut the fuck up.
I'm sorry.
Oh my God. They go at it. He goes crazy about her hair. He's obsessed with her hair. Which I'm like, do I need to dye my hair like that?
I wish that someone was as obsessed with my hair as Zayden is.
He's like he's like getting off on her hair.
Yeah.
Like just the subject of her hair.
What is it? Is it because she always has it up? So it's just like the mystery?
I don't know what it is.
The unknown?
Because at this point, she's undone her braid. And it's just out and long.
I get it. I hear that guys think that's hot.
Yeah. But
when girls like, guys out there, correct me if I'm wrong. I've heard that guys think it's attractive. Like if you're putting your hair up in a ponytail or like vice versa. Yeah. Maybe it's just a guy thing. Maybe hair is just really attractive.
It like really gets him. He like mentions her hair a lot, right? As we know. And then they just go really fucking crazy. He takes her to the
Stuff's being knocked off the
Stuff's
desk.
being knocked off. Everything's getting ruined.
Her armoire gets busted.
Well, they have to move
Right.
because he's so tall.
Right.
That the proportions are not there.
For the desk.
And he's getting angry about it. Picks her up
Right.
like a bag of chips. Moves her over to the armoire. They have an ambush.
Right.
This is where the armoire gets fucking broken.
Right.
She's like toppling it down.
Right.
And then they move to like
The curtains.
Curtains like
Go up in flames.
go up in flames because of Violet. And then
This is also when she figures out like it's an emotional reaction, right?
Yeah.
That gets her to wield lightning. And then Xaden counteracts her lightning.
And whenever anything's like throwing up against it, he throws up his shadows to protect them. And then
I have so many questions about his shadows, but that's for a
I'm
different
like,
episode.
is it like a shield bubble?
I have a lot of questions.
Is it giving Fortnite shield bubble? Like, is that what it's giving?
What exactly?
I don't-
Because shadows can't stop a piece of glass from flying at you.
I'm like, it has to be like a force field of a sort. And then they move from the curtain onto the floor. Which she goes crazy.
Yeah, she loves it.
She's like, finally, I feel his full body weight on me. I get it. I really hope my mother's not watching this. Anyways, they go at it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And they finally, they stop. They finally stop. And then they look around and they're like,
They've ruined the entire
they
room.
ruined her whole room.
I also have questions about this. I don't want to ruin the moment because when I thought about it, kind of made it a little unattractive to me. So she says that his pants aren't even fully off.
You're fucking right. What an ick. What an ick.
It's a little bit of an ick. And I'm thinking...
He's like waddling around. He's like waddling around.
Leather pants. There's
butt
no
naked.
way.
She's
no,
butt
no,
naked.
No, she's not. She has her nightgown on.
I thought it finally took off bare.
No, she says that like the strap is down. It's like pulled up, but it's still on.
Wait, the whole time?
Mm-hmm. Read the end. She talks about how it's like haphazardly on still. But
continue.
In my mind, I'm going to say the pants are off.
No, because I don't want to ever think about his
pants
the
leather
being around
pants
his
being around
ankle.
his ankles for
That's
me.
disgusting. Do you think his socks are still on too? Do they wear socks?
Wait, did he have shoes? He had to have had shoes on.
He still has the shoes
He still
on.
has the shoes
the
on.
Boots.
Yeah, boots.
Also, okay.
Actually, it might not be leather. She says that he's not in his flight leathers. He's in his normal uniform, which to me, don't ask me why, I'm picturing
Hunger Games outfit.
I was picturing like a Ghostbusters type uniform, but not like the same type of color. Like
like a khaki.
I'm
beige.
probably like so wrong.
I was envisioning.
It's got to be black because they always wear black. I don't know why I picture that.
Like the gray suit that President Snow wears when he's younger in the newest Hunger Games.
Oh,
that soldier type. That's what I envisioned.
I'm curious what their normal uniforms look like that are not flight leathers. Because maybe it's not leather pants. I just judged. Maybe it's not.
Any pants in general shouldn't be
fair.
on while you're doing that.
Unless I think I'm imagining her room a little too big, if I might add.
Yeah, I think
but
it's smaller.
There's no way they went from her desk to the armoire to the curtains to the floor, and he had his pants on.
I'm not joking. I can see him waddling.
No,
it takes me out. Also,
I'm sorry, I didn't want to ruin it.
Can we talk about how they bring up just random? They're like, I take the fertility suppressant. That took me out.
I hate when books
I'm like,
do that.
do it and then figure it out afterwards.
I feel like it's just to be like,
we're not going to get pregnant.
Have kids.
No, because
just don't write. Oh my god, we know that I hate that trope, but
no, we hate. Yeah,
yes, it really bothers me when they have to throw out like I'm on a magical fertility suppressant.
I'm on my birth control. Don't worry, I just took it today.
I do love though that the men
also take it. Period.
I love that.
Rebecca's onto something with that.
Yeah.
But then like she's like, oh, I take the fertility, and he's like, I do too. Yeah, they make us take fertility suppressants because we wouldn't want any Ryder like little babies running around. Rebecca,
yeah, we got it.
But I think I would have wanted that information outside of the smut scene. it kind of distracted me for a second.
That's fair. Yeah, you're gonna tell me she's thinking like, oh my god, yeah, we wouldn't want to have any kids running around as that's happening. There's no way.
That is actually the last thing I'd be thinking about if Zayden's full body weight was on me.
Do you think they have Plan B?
They have to have Plan B. They have to have Plan B.
Do you think they have condoms?
Planned Parenthood? They have to have one.
A Planned Parenthood?
Yeah, they have to.
No.
In the healer's quadrant, I can see it. If they have Plan B, then there's...
I don't know that they have Plan B, I'm asking.
Well, if they have a fertility suppressant...
Okay, that's fair.
Like, they know about reproductive, the system.
Well, yeah.
So I just think...
They're humans.
They have to have a clinic. I'm sorry.
Gynecologist? I don't know.
They have to get checked. Okay, I'm not seeing anything.
At the very, very, very end, they're lying on the floor together, which also is so cute because he turns them over and they're lying on the floor together and he cushions her head with his bicep that I'm sure is very large. It's very cushy pillow. And they're just like laying on the floor and staring at each other. And that's so fucking cute. It's so cute.
It's so cute. On the floor. Okay, wait. We're at the very, very end.
Oh my god, do I have to find it for you?
Yeah, you do. Oh, I see. I didn't even get the man's pants entirely off, and my dressing gown is haphazardly hanging from one shoulder. Guys, why didn't we take the full clothes off?
Here's the thing. I don't have the problem with her keeping the dress on. It's just his pants.
Please tell me they were at the ankles at least, because can you imagine they're like at the knees?
Well, I think they have to have been.
Anything's fucking possible.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna respect it, but I am
gonna judge it.
I'm gonna judge it, and I'm gonna imagine that the pants were off.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't know. It kind of ruins the vibe for me. Yeah. So he confesses that he has never lost power like that before, and she's like, me too. And then she's like, wait, actually, I've never had this power before, so yeah, kind of silly. But that's hot. That's hot.
Yeah.
Never losing power like that before.
Yeah.
Hot.
See,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
So anytime he's hooked up with any other girls, he hasn't like
no shadows appeared.
No shadows have appeared.
No. It's never hit like this.
Unless I wonder what he can do with the
say it.
I wonder what he could do with the shadows. Is like could be a third arm. You know what I mean? If he needs. I'm just like, I'm just curious. Right.
If a shadow can pick up a pen,
yeah,
it could do a lot of other things.
What if something's happening? He's about to drop her. Shadow picks her right up. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure
that was kind of unhinged. No, I'm sorry. I'm reeling it back.
No, I agree. I hope that he uses his power.
We're gonna get some sort of freaky shadow scene coming up in the next book. Honestly,
he can do a lot.
He's proving he can do a lot. He's proven
he can do a lot. And then they're just kind of like cuddling there for a second. Mm-hmm. They're reminiscing. They're like, wow, we like fucked up your room. I'll get you all new everything, right, which is hot too.
Right.
He destroys it and then replaces it. Awesome.
Yeah. We love a man that takes accountability.
The aftercare is crazy. Was that good? I'm sorry.
No, that was good.
And then
we see his back again.
Yes.
And then Violet asks about the back. Well, I guess we kind of already talked about this, but it's just a sweet moment between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he finally opens up to her, at least a little bit to tell her.
And tell her the whole thing, but he does say, he doesn't like give names, but he just explains it. And then she gets like really upset about it. They were talking for a second, and then she's like, stay the night with me.
Yeah.
And he's like, I shouldn't. Like,
people will talk. And she also mirrors his words back to him.
I was about to say, like, why are you playing that game, Zayden?
Well, because he said he's not concerned what people say about her, or sorry, about him, but he's concerned what people think about her.
And she's like, I actually don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they already think that.
Yeah, she's like, they already freaking know.
Yeah, they already know.
So.
And so he like agrees, and they get into her bed. Finally, they finally get to the bed. But they're just like cuddling for a little while, and he says something to her. Is it about the back? Oh, okay. She asks like, when did you know that I was a lightning wielder? Mm-hmm. And that this is when he like exposes that it was the first time that
they kissed
is when he figured that out.
Yeah, that's also when he says something and then he's just like, don't fall for me.
I'm not sweet. I'm not like the soft or kind person that you're not, like, or you think I am. And she's like, okay.
But then he brings her, he brings her the flowers in the morning, the violets. Okay, do we think, because I'm imagining him out in the little field picking little violets and putting them in a mason jar for her, but do we think that he went out and physically picked them, or do we think his shadows did it? Because she also says that his, like, all the debris got pushed to one side, and she's guessing it was his shadows because she didn't hear it.
I think that he did it, but his shadows cleaned up the room.
I would just imagine him sneaking out and being in a little field. It's so cute.
It's so cute because, like,
do you think he didn't sleep at all? Well, I guess he's never slept.
He's never. No. I'm not gonna bring that up because I think I'm thinking of a different scene. But I'm envisioning that he stays the night because she, like, wakes up and he's not there. Right. Doesn't notice that he's gone. Right. I think he just got up, left, got the little flowers,
put them in and left.
Oh my God. Are you joking me? But also, Zayden, come on, you can't be like, I'm not soft or kind. Yeah, and then you go and pick out her flower, her name flower.
So annoying.
So annoying.
I don't even think I know what violets look like.
They're like little baby flower looking ones. Okay. The ones that you always, like, draw. It's like
got it. Okay.
I think. And then she wakes up by Professor Carr coming in.
Sorry.
Right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
I do have some questions. How do we think this specifically? Okay, let me rewind. How do we think that their telepathy, right? They're, like, speaking telepathically. How do we think that's going to be portrayed in the show, especially during scenes like this that are sexual?
I don't want it to be a voiceover, I feel.
But then how do you think they're going to... This is a very big point. We can't have the show and have them not communicate.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe it would have to be a voiceover. But...
Imagine being an actor.
And you have to... Oh my God, can you... Oh, I couldn't.
No, the way that I'm like, I actually might not make it in the world as an actor. Because it couldn't be me. I've been thinking about it a lot. And I'm just confused how we're going to get... Even some of these moments that were like Easter eggs to us of Xaden reading her mind.
How are we going to get that?
I don't know. Like, is there going to be occasional voiceovers by Violet?
Let's think about that, and then we'll put it in.
Okay. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Yeah, let's put that. Let's put a pin in that.
Put a pin in that.
No, that is very interesting to think about. I think we end the chapter right with Professor Carr coming in, which I hope to God he didn't really pay attention to her room.
He probably didn't see. He was at her door.
Yeah.
So he probably didn't see it.
And he's like, let's go. I'm going to go help you out with the lightning wield. Wield your signet, whatever. And she's, like, struggling with it. Blah, blah, blah. And then she's, like, realizing, like, I have to be feeling emotions.
Yeah.
And then we get the famous line.
Well, okay, I was going to say, so Carr mentions that nature likes everything in balance, which is something that Andarna has said. I think it's going to come into play a little bit later, but he says something like, interesting that you would have such a powerful gift when you're such, like, a weak person. So I just feel like this has been brought up too many times for it to not eventually mean something. So I'm curious what that's going to be.
Is this where we find out she's like, I think maybe we found this out earlier, where she's talking about how all the signets are somewhat of a version of, like, they come from, like, your inner
it's a little
meaning.
Bit earlier,
but I think this is, like, where it kind of starts to lock in for her, being like, then why am I
a weapon? Yeah,
because I like that little monologue that she has to herself of, like, Dane needs to know everything, so that's why he's like that. Right. Xaden has secrets. I don't know who else. Mira, she is very protective, so that's why she
has shields, yeah, or wards.
Yeah. So I think, I mean, like, it would get to me too if people were like, oh, I don't know why you have the most a powerful signet when you're actually so fucking weak and frail. Yeah, I think that it would probably get to my head too.
Right.
But she then is like, man, like it's not working, blah blah blah, and then Taryn says should I get the wing later?
So we have to talk about this part real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So she hears Xaden say problem. So I'm curious how he sensed that, because she hears, he like asks her like, you having problems? And then he says like, also, what are you doing so far away? And then she does ask him like, how do you know I'm far away? And he's like, oh, you'll get used to it or whatever. I'm curious how he knows that she was having problems though.
I think that my perception is that their like bond, they feel everything, but she doesn't know how to feel his yet.
Okay, fair.
Because when we see an Iron Flame,
okay, that is fair.
Towards the end, they know each other and they feel each other, right? But I don't think at this point she knows how to feel him or to like, sense it just yet.
That's fair. Yeah.
So that's what my perception is, that he can sense where she is, and whether it be and also if he can read her mind. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like if he just like locking in and he's like, oh, I'm here. That's what I'm thinking. But I also think that for her, she eventually learns how to sense him as well.
Okay. Yeah.
That's my opinion.
So my follow-up question. So Xaden helps Violet out because she's like, I can't wield right now. And he catches on to what she needs. And he sends her images of herself through his... Why are you... like, it's sweet.
Because I'm fucked up a little bit, Brittany. Okay.
He sends Violet images of herself through his eyes from the night before. That's crazy. First of all, that's crazy. Second of all, do we think this is like because of their bond, or do we think it's his intrinsic powers? Because there is a moment a little bit later on in Iron Flame, in the throne scene, which we're not there yet, but he does some pretty crazy things.
Mind shit.
Yeah, of where he can project images that he's seeing to her. He can project his thoughts into her brain. I'm just confused if it's his intrinsic power.
I don't know.
Has she not mastered this art yet of being able to send him things?
I don't know. I could be throwing out crazy theories, but I think it's maybe it's because of her second signet.
No, I agree.
Maybe.
I agree.
We don't know her second signet yet, so
Do you
maybe
think Xaden knows?
I have a feeling like he has if he knew what her first one was.
Okay, that's fair.
I have a feeling like he can sense of what her second one is.
That's fair.
Same thing with Taryn. I feel like he can also sense it a little bit. Don't ask me how, but I think a little bit. But I also see it like for like sending like images with, not to go into ACOTAR, but I think
yes, Reese does do the same thing.
I think it has to do something like that, of like switching your perception of a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I see it that way, but I don't know how it works.
Right.
But I'd hope.
I was gonna say also, I think that there is somebody who can. It's the I forgot his name, but it's Kat's uncle. He can see what people want or their desires. Just throwing it out there. It seems like there's been 2 times that Violet has been able to see at least Xaden's desires. I don't know.
We know that her second signet possibly could be from her scribe knowledge.
Yeah.
Something of knowledge, something of knowing and understanding. So, we don't know.
Okay. Let's get into the quotes.
Yes.
Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I think a lot of the quotes we've said it already.
Okay, first up I have this just a quick one. She asks Xaden how he is communicating with her mind to mind. And I just think it's such a cute little line from him, or like just a cute, everything he does is cute. He says, the same way you talk to Sigale, we're all gloriously, annoyingly linked. This is just one of the perks, though I'm starting to wish I tried it sooner. The look on your face is priceless. He winks and turns back to the table. He winks.
Like a lot. I love him. Mine is chapter 27. Where I think it's Violet. She's realizing this, or she says this to herself, but she goes, "But Mira's right. There are infinite ways to demolish someone without ending their life." So this is where she's kind of like thinking like, oh, maybe Xaden could potentially ruin my life or anything like that. But I think that's such a strong quote, because it's in real life, it's true. Yeah. There's so many ways to like ruin someone's life without actually killing them. So sad.
I think I already said this, but just from Xaden saying, "You never considered that it was you I couldn't stay away from." Also him saying, "I hope you..." Did I say this also? "I hope you didn't get any ideas while we were in the dark there."
Oh, I love that one.
It's so cute.
So cute. He knows how to convey his emotions.
Yeah.
Chapter 27 from Mira. This one kind of hits a little home. Not home, but like super foreshadowing, where she always says like, "I love you, don't die. I hate to be the only child." Oh, like she doesn't. They don't know. They don't know.
I know. From Taryn, Violet is like, "What the heck do I do to get Xaden out of my head?" And then he just says, "Then shield him out the same way you do me, or start talking back. You have the power to be a pain in the ass too. Trust me."
Drag her ass, Taryn. Drag her. I have one from chapter 27, where this is when he's leaving, or she's asking to leave, and he's like, "No," where she says, "There's so much compassion, so much understanding in his eyes that when he lets go of my waist, I think he just might stay." Then his hands are on my cheeks, sliding back to the cup of the base of my neck as he brings my mouth to mine. It's just like that. We hardly get to see him feel like see the emotion on his face, but just explaining that he has compassion with what does compassion between your eyes mean?
Well, I mean, I feel like he's probably like he probably looks so concerned, like he can feel her emotions. He probably is debating letting her stay maybe for a second, because I don't know, he probably, since he can read her mind also, I'm sure he's seeing how like desperate she is to even, I mean, he might even be thinking like, she doesn't know that Brennan's alive, so she thinks that if her sister dies, she's gonna be an only child.
Ugh,
and he's probably thinking of like how she felt when Brennan died, and how he knows that secret. I'm sure there's a lot, like, it's just
he's thinking about a lot,
and empathy.
Absolutely.
This is an epigraph from chapter 28, also from the book of Brennan. Kind of supports my hashtag
this one.
Brennan is Venom theory. I also think it's very foreshadowing of what is to come in Iron Flame. So it says, "Winning the war games isn't about strength, it's about cunning. To know how to strike, you have to understand where your enemies, your friends, are the most vulnerable. No one stays friends forever, Mira. Eventually, those closest to us become our enemies in some way, even if it's through well-intentioned love or apathy, or if we live long enough to become their villains."
He's so Venom. It's honestly ridiculous.
But also, like, Xaden. Honestly, I don't know why I just had a moment where, like, I forgot that Xaden turned Venom.
Yeah.
But like this resparked it for me.
I
can't believe he's.
Can we not?
No,
I don't want to bring it up.
This episode's gonna be too long. I can't get.
I can't bring it up.
I just think that's very foreshadowing of Xaden, even the one closest to us, even with well-intentioned love, can become our enemy.
Yeah. You're joking
I'm
me.
Gonna cry.
No, you're joking. No, I want to know more about Brennan and the other writer that he was friends with.
Sorry. I was gonna mix up because Naolan and then
Nolan. Yeah. I want to know more about them.
I think we're going to.
We have to, because he talks about like you're going against your own friends. Like what happened between them?
It's too soon. Just quickly, I know we're not in the theorizing section. I think that he does say that Naolan gave up everything for him. I know that there's theories that maybe Naolan is the sage of the Venom. What if he's the sage and he kind of like brought Brennan back to life, and that's why Brennan has the rune-shaped scar, because they say that Wyvern are controlled by runes. Yeah. And Naolan is just, what if like Brennan's like a shell of a person?
I think so.
And he's controlling him to get inside information on how they're going to take him out. I don't know. That might be crazy.
No, that might be, but it could be possible because we know how like the relics work, and we figured out through Iron Flame, which we'll get to, but I just think anything is honestly possible with what Brennan actually is now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly think I have one more for my quotes because I think I've brought it up already. But it's from Taryn, and I think this one hits home. It's one of my favorite books or favorite quotes from the entire series so far because I think it's very true. But it's him going when she's like freaking out about killing someone. He's like, whatever you feel is natural, allow yourself to feel it and then let it go. Like, what a wise dragon.
He's a wise old man.
He's a wise old man. But I love that. I love it. We love mental health. We love talking about validation.
Yeah. Okay, I have 3 quick ones.
Yeah.
I don't need to comment on them. I just need to say them. First one, I love this line from Violet. She says, I am the sky and the power of every storm that has ever been. I am infinite. And then she gets Jack with the lightning. Or so we think. Next one's from Xaden. He says, lightning, your signet is lightning, isn't it? He looks at me with such intensity as though my answer is the key to whatever he needs.
It's true.
Because you are the key to what he needs, girl. And then there's nowhere in existence you could go that I wouldn't find you, Violence.
That is like one of the most famous.
That kills me.
Are you fucking joking?
And she says like, oh, it seems like it was supposed to be a threat, but I didn't take it that way. I don't take it as a threat. I take it as like a very sweet.
What, a threat?
Like, I don't know. I
Like,
didn't take it like that though. I took it like as a really sweet.
Ooh, but it could turn to threatening.
It could. You're right.
We're not talking about it. I can't. Mentally, I can't handle that. No, that is one of my favorite quotes. That's the one I'm using in my project currently.
Yeah, I love that quote.
I love it. Ooh.
Let's move in. Oh, do you have any more?
Oh, no.
Okay, let's move into thriving and theorizing.
We have one. I think it's good enough.
It's fine because we've rambled on, I think, about enough theories. Do we think that Xaden has any siblings? I know that this is kind of a popular theory on TikTok. Maybe Bodhi is actually a sibling, not his cousin. Maybe he has a sibling he doesn't know about. There's too many mentions of him being an only child.
Yeah. Okay. As I saw this on the outline, I was thinking about it. I think that something happened because we don't know too much about his mom.
Correct.
Right? Because he's very closed off about his mother.
She also left when he was like 10.
Right. So there's a possibility that she had another child.
Yes.
So my idea is that there is a sibling out there, but we haven't met them yet.
Yes.
For Bodhi, I'd like to believe that they're somewhat brothers of like, I mean, half brother or something like that, but I also don't know yet because I think they're too close in age for his mom to have like had a.
That's fair. They're like a year apart.
Yeah.
That's
or
like
his dad.
Quick.
Yeah. It's really quick turnaround. But I think that personally, this is me. I think Bodhi is still his cousin, but I think that there's a sibling out there because we don't know what his mom was up to.
Yeah.
For that part of his life. There's
also like some sort of mix up. Because he talks about how, like, he shouldn't have been able to bond to Gale because you're not supposed to bond a direct family member. But it's in the reports that she was bonded to, like, some, like, uncle or, like, not blood relative.
It wasn't
reported correctly, but it's actually his great-grandpa.
Yeah.
So I have some questions about how that got misreported.
That seems sketchy a little bit. They're hiding something. I hope so. I hope we find a little bit more family for him.
I do too. We got confirmation his mom is going to be in the 3rd book. Yeah. So, in Onyx Storm.
Yeah. We know the title.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I hope we figure it out. Yeah.
Okay.
Last section.
We're almost there, guys. Let's move into our final section. Final jam. Okay.
You picked the best ones for this one.
First up, we have Lavender Haze, specifically acoustic version by Taylor Swift. This is what is going to be playing when they have sex for the first time.
Yeah. I just want to quickly say how proud of a Swiftie I was and a friend of Brittany's to hear how much she liked this song. Because I don't know if a lot of people know about this song.
I don't know how I found it, if I'm being honest.
It's on one of her deluxe parts of it.
Yeah, but I didn't go searching for it.
No, you didn't. Because I have a couple friends who didn't even know about it. But when I showed it to them, I was like, oh, this reminds me of Fourth Wing. They're
kind of like haunting sounding.
It's very like cottagecore, medieval-esque type. Exactly, like a little haunting, a little like lullaby-ish. I totally see it in chapter 30, like for like no doubt. But it's such a beautiful song.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think also, I mean, like the vibe fits. Lavender Haze, Zayden's Shadows,
Lavender,
I
Violet.
Sure. I also think that there's, again, I don't know how they're planning on doing it in the show, if it's going to be like with words or instrumental or made like songs made for the show, but she does say stuff about like I'm damned if I do give a damn what people say, and that just seems so fitting because there's so many times that they're like, where did I give you the impression that I care what other people think about me?
A lot of it, and like this song is a lot about like being scared to, but also just wanting to enjoy being in this like loving environment, which I think is so real for them, because she always like freaks out, and they both freak out about like what this long term will be,
right? Like,
we can't be in a relationship at this point because we don't know how it's gonna be, but they just want to be enjoying the Lavender Haze. So yeah, just to end out Lavender Haze, a lot of the lyrics have a lot to do with just like, let's just enjoy this, whatever we have at this moment, and not think about what's going past it. Second one is Daylight by David Kushner.
Yes. I don't have a specific part where it fits. I just think it
fits the vibe. Yeah, I agree. Especially, I would say like 28 is where I see it a little bit. Okay. Not specific, but like sprinkled in there. I think that closes out Final Jam for sure.
Yeah. Wow. This was a fun episode.
This was like
for us at least. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Agree. Yeah, no, this one was one that we were waiting for. This one and the last one was the one we were waiting for.
Yes.
I think we're really starting to get to like the full intensity of this book. We're over halfway.
Yeah,
way over halfway.
2 more episodes of Fourth Wing, which is really sad.
It's really sad.
We are not done though with this series by any means. We're going to be moving into Iron Flame after this. We'll give you guys more of an update when we're on our last episode, but definitely moving into Iron Flame, giving updates as we hear for Onyx Storm.
Yeah,
we'll never be done talking about Fourth Wing. So
yeah, we also haven't. I didn't say this at the beginning, but we don't have any new update for Onyx Storm yet.
No,
got nothing just yet. But we're still awaiting that. Hopefully we'll get that soon and let you guys know if you haven't heard it.
We did upload our podcast. Sorry, not our podcast. We did upload our playlist, our Fourth Wing playlist to our link tree. So that's always going to be linked either like in the description or the notes below in our Instagram. Yeah. And you can just see some of the songs that we like listening to that remind us of Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, or songs that we like reading to. Just kind of like puts you in the vibe.
Absolutely. If you have any besties out there that would also like to listen to us, join the club. Yes. Share it to your friends. We are so excited to kind of go into Iron Flame right after this pretty much. So, and we have some fun little things going on in between. So just stay tuned. We're so excited. Yeah. Next episode, we'll probably cover, 31 through 35. Just so that we can get into more detail about these big chapters.
Yeah. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening.
Whatever you're doing.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok at Literally Obsessed Pod. And we'll see you guys same place, same time.
Yep.
Next week.
Have a good day, besties. Love ya. Mwah, mwah.
Bye. Mwah.